Shalom, 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 Israel, Brother Amos with the Watchman for Israel. First and foremost, as we always do, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, to the brothers pushing this truth in strong sincerity, laboring on the highways and byways, making their body a living sacrifice, doing all they can for the hopeful elect. I want to give y'all a strong shalom to the sisters holding down in the household, taking care of the children, reverencing their husbands, being a teacher of good things to the younger women. I want to give y'all a strong shalom as well. And to the men and women forsaking this world and coming back to serving our God, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, I want to compel y'all to be at the church of Berea, to search the scriptures daily and diligently to see if the words that be spoken to you are true or not. Right? Let the Lord be true and every man a liar. If they're not coming with thus saith the Lord, cast it to the side. Right? So we're getting into the Psalm series, as we always do on the Shabbat. But today, with it being Wednesday, we're going to get into it early through the Spirit. Right? This is Psalm chapter 97 and verse 1. The Lord reigneth, let the earth rejoice, and let the multitude of isles be glad thereof. Clouds and darkness around about him, righteousness and judgment are the habitation of his throne. Right? So the Lord is going to reign forever, right? Everything that you see, everything you smell, everything you touch is the Lord's, right? Let's go to Psalms chapter 47 and verse 2. For the Lord Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he hath loved. Right? So the Lord is going to subdue all the people under Israel's feet. Right? Because he's the king over the whole earth. Right? Nobody is going to take that kingdom from the Lord. Right? Right, let's go to Zechariah chapter 14. We're going to start at verse 8. And it shall be in that day that the living waters shall go forth, shall go out from Jerusalem, half of them toward the former sea, and half of them towards the hinder sea. In summer and in winter shall it be. And the Lord shall be king over all the earth. In that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one. Right? So the Lord is going to reign forever. Right now, right, it's still the Lord's dominion. He's still ruling over everything. Right, all dominions, principalities, all things belonging to the Lord. But right now, right, rulership is in the hand of the wicked. So it seems like the Most High isn't involved, but the Most High has his hand in all works. Right, let's go to Psalms, back to 97. That's Proverbs. Right, Psalms 97. A fire goeth before him, and burneth up his enemies round about. His lightnings enlighteth the world. The earth saw and trembled. The hills melted like wax at the presence of the Lord, and the presence of the Lord of the whole earth. Right? That's going into the destruction that the Lord is bringing forth to subdue the people. That the isles are going to tremble, to make Israel a chief cornerstone again in the whole world. Right? Let's go to Habakkuk. Right? Let's go to Habakkuk. One of the mightiest books. Right? Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 8. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the river? Was thy wrath against the sea? That thou didst ride upon thy horses and thy chariots of salvation? Thy bow was made quite naked, according to the oaths of the tribes, even thy word. Right? Thou didst cleave the earth with rivers. Right? What does a mighty man of war have? He has bows and arrows. He made his bow naked, meaning he was shooting arrows left and right. Right? But the Lord's arrows are far advanced from what we know. It ain't like 300 with a cloud full of arrows. Right? Those are destruction missiles and beams that the Lord has set up to destroy these nations, man. Laser beams and things you could not even fathom. Right? The mountains saw thee, and they trembled. The overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttered his voice and lifted up his hand. The moon and sun, the sun and moon stood in their habitation. At the light of thine arrows they went, and at the shining of that glittering spear. Right, a glittering spear. Everybody knows what a spear is. It's a long instrument of war with a pointed arrow at the tip, but it's glittering. So it's like a beam, a lightning bolt that the Lord is shooting out at people and destroying them. Right? Thou didst march through the land in indignation. Thou didst thrust the heathen in anger. So the Lord is going to have the chariots and the angels coming through with massive destruction and anguish and killing and just outright destruction coming to these heathens. Thou went forth for the salvation of thy people, even for the salvation with thine anointed. Thou hated, thou woundest the head out of the house of the wicked by discovering the foundation unto the neck. Thou didst strike through with his stave the head of his village. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was to devour the poor secretly. So what are they doing? They're going to be struck on the head. Right? The head of a village is a chief. So all the chief things that Esau set up for the defense, for the security, for the things that make them feel comfort, right? The Lord is going to wound it. He's going to destroy it in the sight of them. That's why Esau make all these movies, right? Olympus is down, White House burning, whatever they call it, right? These things are being destroyed before the Lord, right? And if you see, let's put it in the sports aspect. If you see a star player go down and he gets hurt, right? He twists his ankle real bad. He's limping, trying to get back. He like, I got it, coach. Salaki, I got it, coach. I'm going to make sure I get out there and give him my all. He take a step and he can't walk. The morale of the team is going to be down, right? Everybody's going to be upset, right? The game is already done. That's how it's going to be when the Lord walks through and destroys the chief things of Esau. Right? So the things that are coming into the earth by the hands of the Lord are going to be most treacherous and a terrible sight to see if you're a heathen. Right? The heavens declare his righteousness and all the people see his glory. Right? Every eye is going to see the Lord come back in his glory. Right? Let's get that. Revelations chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. So every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. Right? Everybody's going to be damn bent out of shape when they see the Lord. People are going to be dying of fear. People are going to try to hide themselves. People are going to try to do all these things at the presence of the Lord. But you can't hide from your Creator. Right? Confounded be all they that serve graven images that boast themselves are idols. Worship him, all ye gods. Right? So the people who worship Islam, Christianity, Chrislam, all these folly religions, damn Hinduism, they're confounded at all these things that the Israelites are bringing forth with proof, with reasoning, with understanding, with hardcore facts. They're confounded because the idols of this world is foolishness and just straight out vanity and folly. Zion heard and was glad, and the daughters of Judah rejoiced because of thy judgments, O Lord. Right? When we hear these things, right, we're glad. Right? Blessed are we because let me see if I can find that precept. I believe it's Psalms 104. What is that precept? Maybe Psalms 100. Salaki, I can't remember this precept. Psalms 33. Psalms 33. Gotta add that to the memory bank. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people whom he hath chosen for his inheritance. Right? So blessed is Israel, right? Because we understand that everything was created for us to be joint heirs with the Lord. But it was created by the Lord. Right? Let's get that in Colossians. Colossians chapter 1, right? Verse 16. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. Right? So the Lord gave the blueprint to Yahweh Shai, right? To make sure that everything was done properly and in his likeness. So everything was created by him and for him, for the magnification of the name of the Lord. And with us being joint heirs, the world is ours, right? Let me get the other Bible app. I got Edris, right? Right, this is the shotgun. This is what we call the shotgun. Right, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 58. But we the people whom thou hast called thy firstborn, the only begotten and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Right? So all things were created by him for us, right? Because we're joint heirs and we're waiting for that possession to come. We're waiting to call the world ours. We're waiting to call Zion home again, right? For the Lord are high above all the earth. Thou art exalted far above all gods. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. He that preserveth the souls of his saints, he delivered them out of the hand of the wicked. Light is sown for the righteousness, and gladness for the upright in heart. Rejoice in the Lord, ye righteous, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. So ye that love the Lord, you have to hate wickedness, right? As David once said, right? And it reads, Salakia, do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? Am I not grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting. Right? David said he hates the things that hate the Lord. He hates what the Lord